I mean, it's just gorgeous. These guys are about to attack. So it is the M&P Shield 380. It is a defensive gun. It's an easy defensive gun. In fact, that's part of the name. And it's very easy to manipulate and to fire, I think. So let's talk about it. So far, I've been shooting it, I don't know, box and a half, 2 boxes. I didn't put 1,000 rounds through it. From what I can tell from other people's experience, it just works. I've shot it, I've shot hollow points, I've shot the hardball. It seems to work. It's a Shield, which is one of the most successful, I guess, pistols of all time, perhaps. Yeah, I guess really if you looked at the number, I don't know what the numbers are that Smith & Wesson has sold, but this thing has been phenomenally successful. The Shield has. I brought my 9mm out here, the Shield. You know, it's a different kind of a firearm. You've got a kind of a staggered sort of magazine with it, a little wider, where you've got a single stack mag with the 380. Okay, different cartridge. For those who don't know, I should have brought a 9mm out. But the 380, another John Browning creation, is a little shorter. It's you know, it's basically the same size diameter wise, but it's a lighter bullet. These are generally around 95 grains in that neighborhood, and not quite the punch that a 9mm has, but still nothing you want to sneeze at, right? And it's a 380. That's the big difference, of course, the caliber. So it's a Shield and 380, but it's also a little bit lighter. It's by my weighing on my, what is it, a sharper image scales I use, it comes in just under 18.5 ounces. And the Shield's a couple ounces, almost 2.5 ounces heavier, the regular 9mm Shield. Okay, so you're talking about 2 ounces to maybe 2.5 ounces heavier or lighter for this. And that's always good, right? It's firing a lighter cartridge, although it's still the same Browning lockup system. It's not a blowback. You know, it's basically the same type of operation as relates to the blowback. It's not a blowback operation, okay? Now, it is hammer fired, so that's a little different from the regular Shield, which is a striker fired firearm, right? So I'll take it apart and show you. But first, I'm going to shoot it, okay? Has not malfunctioned on me. I appreciate that. Let's take it. I'll tell you what, let's do. You know, this is a defensive firearm. All joking aside, those 2 Desperados were kind of giving me the eye back there, so I had to take them out. But it really is designed for, you know, up close, and if you need a firearm, right? Like on this paper. Just throwing rounds, you know. Well, not throwing rounds, but putting rounds out that I'd say rapidly, you know, quote unquote, and you know, in a sense that you're not shooting bullseyes, not trying to shoot bullseyes. If you ever have to use one of these in a defensive situation, which hopefully none of us ever does, right? But it happens. But that's what it is, a defensive pistol. And it's a pistol called the EZ because it's easier to manipulate. And that's the claim to fame here. If you have trouble manipulating the slide, then you need to go to one of these, okay? Now, not a Kimber specifically, but the Kimber case is what I've been carrying lately. But I love that gun. But you need to go to revolver. If this is too hard for you to manipulate, okay? And I get this question pretty often. So you folks who have written us over the years about wanting a recommendation for a pistol, semi-automatic pistol, that it's easier to pull the slide back on and that kind of thing. This is it. There's a few others out there, and we've shown you them. I can't think of one easier than this. It really is easy, okay? You just a couple of fingers, it just comes back so easily. It even has a little raised ridge there at the back, if you notice, that the 9mm doesn't have, and it helps you even grab that if you need it. You don't really need it. You can even grab it on the smooth part up here. Look at that. I'm a weakling, but look at that. I can use my little finger almost, and that's smooth. That's why I'm showing you that. There are some serrations there you could grab. They're designed for that. And then, of course, back here, there's better. But it's really a light slide. Very easy to manipulate the slide. All right, so if you've got arthritis, you're an old person like myself, and you've got arthritis from too much shooting or something, this might be what you're looking for if you want to stick with a semi-automatic. One thing about these mags, they're real easy to load too. They just load simply. They're like a 22. You got that little nub on there. You can kind of pull down and take the pressure off the spring. And there's not much pressure on it. I mean, you don't really need those. They're like loading a 1911 magazine. Really simple. And that can be difficult. Maybe more difficult than getting the slide back if you have arthritis or weak hands, or like me, a weak brain. So, that's it's single stack, gives me rounds. They hold eight rounds. It says 8 right on there, so I know. So I don't have to count them. That is not to be underestimated, because magazines can give somebody fits to load for sure. Oh, there's a 2-liter hiding down there. God, doggy. I just felt like emptying that one. Yeah. And that tin can. Stops it. I kind of like it. I'm gonna have to go defensive on it here again. All right. Oh man, I just don't like those red targets. There's one right there. Oh, did it again. Well, be darned. Hey, that's a pretty picture, isn't it? I'm not sure how it's doing that.